Good evening, everyone. Welcome to From A to Zoe. I am your hostess, Zoe Robinson. I have an extremely special guest tonight with me, Alize Ali. Please introduce yourself to everyone. First of all, I want to let you know this is my interview with a vampire.
Absolutely. I am the KOD, King of the Dam, King Enkil, Alize Ali, at your service, ma'am.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to join my show and to share your experiences and your art and music with all of my subscribers and my listeners.
It's my pleasure.
I really, your last album, sir.
Is that where we're gonna start? We're gonna start right there.
Yeah, we're gonna start right there because the whole album should really be on a Blade movie.
Right.
The whole album.
Yeah.
I cannot describe to you all the feelings that I get from this entire album. Each different song and each different experience that you have with each different song leads you to a different emotion. It leads you to a different awareness. And your whole album should be on several different movies, not just movies, but ESPN, like game opening days. Some of the teams videos, that they have where they're like introducing themselves to their audience. Your music captivates a whole audience. So I want to know, when did you first realize that your music could be transposed to any audience? And who do you think would be listening to your music as you make it?
Well, it started. I'm an artist of many genres. Trying to find myself, trying to find my sound, I had to go through so many different genres, so many different voice changes. I wasn't scared to push those limits to see what I sound good doing. And as I was doing that, I kind of lost myself because I was focused on, one thing, rapping. But as I experimented in so many different things, I lost myself and I didn't even know who I was anymore. When I met my queen, we live a vampiric lifestyle, as you can see.
Yes.
We'll definitely get into that later. She told me to be comfortable with myself. So I got more confident in trying new things. And the more that I tried, I noticed I was getting better and better. My vocals were getting better. My production was getting better. But I knew it was always different from what was out in Dallas. So we had a couple of placements come through for some TV shows and for some movies. And the payment was amazing. Like, it was more money than we were getting on streams and what we were getting for pre-sales. So we said, you know what, let's concentrate on placements. So we started reaching out to more, music supervisors and stuff like that, trying to see what movies were coming out. And we did notice Blade was coming out with a new movie. So my intention on the album was specifically just to do a couple of songs to pitch to the music supervisor for the Blade movie. But it ended up growing into something way more than that. Now, if you look at my previous albums, I have a Release the Beast Volume 1 and a Release the Beast Volume 2. The Volume 1 was more like me, again, trying to find myself in the rapping, but I noticed I was different. The Volume 2, I created the world's first fully vampire hip-hop album. So once I did that and it blew my mind, I said, you know what, I'm going to start feeling more comfortable, about the genre that I'm touching. And I noticed that one album had over 4 million streams by itself. So I'm trying to see, So I was trying to see who exactly am I touching with the 4 million streams. And I noticed that there was a need for Gothic rap and the Gothic community. So as us outside of the music, we would go to a location called the Church, and they used to be held at the Lizard Lounge in downtown Dallas in Deep Ellum. It was called the
Mm-hmm.
Church, and it's all Gothic EDM. It's rave type of atmosphere, and we would go and have a ball. And because of that, I noticed when I pitched my music to that type of crowd, it instantly was a hit. So that's where, and that's the type of people that I'm actually trying to target. If I get the hip hop crowd, there's a lot of different genres out there. If I get those, fine. But my main target that I'm actually pitching is the people that love fantasy, people that love to dive into a world outside of this world with my music.
Yes. Yes. So we're going to dive into that right now.
Okay.
Because I enjoy your music, and people who are not in the lifestyle that you're into, people who don't typically listen to EDM music, really love your music.
Right.
So, we're going to talk about the vampire lifestyle. We're going to talk about who you are as a person and as a vampire. So, when did you first realize that you were a vampire, and when did you decide to make that known to the world through your music?
Well, I've always been a vampire. Since a
Mm-hmm.
kid, it started with the little Chuck E. Cheese teeth that I used to have, and I used to go to school with them all the time. And the
Mm-hmm.
vampire culture just amazed me. And with that, as I grew and as I started being more knowledgeable about the world and religion and things like that, I started doing my research, and I noticed a lot of the religions are not as old as some of the other religions and some of the other beliefs that happened before us. So I don't want to get too preachy on here, but I want to say that I started finding myself and belief wise, and my connection with God became a lot stronger. So
Yes.
as I did that, I started doing my research on who I was and what I believed in instead of what somebody else wanted me to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as I did that, I started, researching different things like Kabbalah and Wicca and things like that, and what a warlock was, and different rituals and stuff like that. And as I grew in the knowledge of that part, I seen that there was an actual culture for the vampiric side. Now, the vampiric side is actually rooted in Africa. There was an actual tribe that was in Africa. And
Yes,
if you noticed, Anne Rice, she did her research
she
on the
sure did
yes
on
on the
on African vampiric culture.
so if you notice the Queen of the Dam, the witch, the movie that had Aaliyah playing in it. Have you ever
Hmm.
seen that movie? Yeah. So
Yes, she was Akasha.
Akasha is the first vampire. Akasha was
Hmm.
turned into a vampire by the god or the spirit of Mel. Now, if
Hmm.
you notice, she was an African queen first. So the
Yes.
first vampire that Anne Rice ever just came out and open and willingly talked about was Akasha, was an African queen, and
Hmm.
her king was Enkil, which has been reincarnated several years, and which is who I am. I'm King Enkil, and my queen is a Queen Akasha, and we are reincarnated forms of those spirits. So
Hmm.
it started young, started with research, and then it started finding who I am, and it turned into who I was destined to become.
So I appreciate that because I have read up on vampire history, vampiric history, and a lot of people attribute vampires with Dracula or
Right.
Dracul, right?
Yes.
And we know from from vampiric lore that it started in Africa and it moved to the Acadian mountains.
Right.
So I want to ask you, like, walk us through your connection to Akasha. Like, you say you're from the original vampiric bloodline. What does that mean in today's times? How would you describe that to people right now?
Well, I believe that we live several. several lives, many, many lives.
Yes.
And within our lifetime, sometimes you can be in a situation or you can see something on like a YouTube clip that your soul connects to. Maybe it's the Renaissance period, maybe it's the Wild Wild West, but your soul will connect to that time period for a reason. And with that reason, it's the same way that, you know, my queen Akasha and myself found each other. And before this, I've been in so many different relationships. I've had ups and downs with females. It just the fit wasn't there. But
Mm-hmm.
as our souls intertwined, she actually dreamt about me before she ever met me. So our vampiric culture goes back histories. But when we found each other, we instantly knew that we were destined for each other.
Wow. So I I'm not part of the vampire lifestyle. I'm not part of the vampire culture. But I also had a dream about Ryan before he and I met each other. And we've been together 18 years and
Yes.
it just fits. It's like we were always supposed to be together.
Right.
How does that translate between you and Sin?
Well, it started as we actually pushed each other away. So, have you
Oh,
ever seen the movie Hancock?
yes.
And how when they're apart, you see
When
you
they're
gravitate.
together, they their energy depletes and they grow old together. But when they're
And
apart, they live forever.
exactly, and that's how we were. We actually pushed each other away to live our own separate lives, to do our own things. But we
Mhm.
actually was kind of the opposite because we were weaker apart. And when we came together, we were stronger. We had more
Yeah.
laughs. And actually, today at midnight is going to be our 11th year anniversary.
Oh my goodness. Happy early anniversary. Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you.
So we have 49 minutes for that.
Yes. So we're
Yes.
definitely going to celebrate and turn up for that.
Yes, for sure. Tell Sin I said happy anniversary. I'm so proud of you guys. 11 years is a huge milestone. Some
Definitely.
people counter it in even numbers. I don't. We counter it in odd numbers. 11, 13, 17, pretty soon 19 for both me and Ryan.
It's going to
So
be great.
next, yeah, yeah. 27 is going to be a really good time for us.
Right.
2027. But okay, so for those people who are skeptical
Okay.
of vampires, that they are real, we know that they're real. But what would you
Absolutely.
say to them?
I would say they're only as real as what you believe. A lot of people don't believe in voodoo. A lot of
Right.
people, a lot of people don't believe in Jesus Christ. But
Until
but
they do, and then it
the,
affects them.
the power of Jesus Christ is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that the power of Jesus Christ. I've seen some people that believe 100% in Jesus Christ so much that they make things happen. They make miracles happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want you to know that when Jesus Christ said he was the Son of God, he was labeled demonic. He was
Yes.
he was so you calling the ancestors of the people that believe in him so much called him demonic, called him all these names, and actually killed him.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that are in this world are only as powerful as you believe in. So I believe it's something that has to do with the mind and the soul. When you connect those two together, nothing is impossible.
Yes. And a lot of people don't know vampires are Christians.
Exactly. So we've lost a lot of friends and looked down on upon a lot of family members because they don't know the actual religious beliefs that we have, so they assume. So if you notice, before the Alukah came out, 2 weeks, I put out a transparency of a vampire, and I got talked down upon from another coven in North Carolina. They felt like
Mhm.
that I was eliminating the mystery of our culture. And I wanted them to know, like, hey, there's people out there that really want to understand us, that want to feel comfortable around us.
Yeah.
So, but I disregarded what they felt and told them if they had a problem, they can come see me at any time. But other than that, I put out the transparency of a vampire on some of the reasons on why we are the way we are, why we believe that what we believe, why we are vampires. So it's not like the movies. A lot of people believe that vampires are just like the movie garlic, crosses, and it's not like that. So the way our belief, we've had love. A lot of vampires go through a loss of love. I've had my heart broken so many times, like to the point I looked in the mirror and was asking myself, like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be loved? Why can't a woman love me at all? We go through isolation. Isolation, a lot of times we just stick to ourselves and stay in our box and we're not going nowhere. That's our coffin. We go through that isolation period to where we don't want nothing to do with the world. And we go through depression. Depression is a big thing. And I still battle with it to this day. But when you find your soulmate, like you found Ryan, I'm sure he helps you through a lot of times where you felt like you couldn't even get out of bed.
He absolutely did. Yes.
And just the smell of him will make you get up, just the smell, and so, and I see your love between you two, and I absolutely love it. It is adorable. So, but there's a lot of different reasons, and I put them out there on my page. You guys can go back. The viewers can obviously go back to my Facebook page and see. And I give an explanation for all of it on why I live a vampiric life and why I am a vampire.
Yes. So I really want to encourage everyone who's listening to this podcast, this show, to go and check out Alize Ali's pages. We're going to have all of the links to his pages in the captions. So please go click on the captions. They're active links. Make sure you check out all of his pages. He is very open. He's very honest. Sin, his beautiful and talented, extremely talented wife, is amazing in her own right. I need you all to go check out both of their pages. So I appreciate that. I want to get to your music.
Come on.
So you talk about your coven in your music, right? And you want to open the doors to your coven through your music. Who is your coven? What do they represent for you?
So my coven is my family. That is absolutely my family. You don't have to be an entertainer to be a part of the coven. The coven is opening the doors for people that want to be involved, want to love, want to know more. You can be a part of the coven in that way. But at my intermediate coven, as far as entertainment wise, I have a music band, a live band that we play shows. We just did a couple months. We did the House of Blues with the biggest cover AC/DC cover band in the nation.
Wow.
Yes, they are.
I love AC/DC, sir.
So make sure you check out Back in Black. Back in Black is actually going to be appearing on Netflix. I believe it's November 3rd during the Squid Games. Squid Games challenge. Have you ever heard of Squid Games?
Yes, absolutely. I have. Anybody has heard of Squid Games.
Right. So they have a challenge on Netflix where they have normal people come in and do a Squid Game challenge. And my brother band, I call it my brother band, they are actually performing. They flew out to London and they performed there. And they take us in all of these different cities and let us open up and experience new things. So I had to form a band of outsiders, of people who really just didn't fit in to one in particular band, and we formed a coven. Even though we do our own separate things, we all come together as a coven and we rock out. We have a great time. So
has your coven performed on your music that you're releasing?
Yes, we got Marith. Marith is on there. We have Oren. Oren is on Beyond the Stars. I know you know that one.
Oren is fantastic. I just have to tell you, I gotta give big props to him because he brought a different element to your music that just exceeded everybody's expectations. You guys as a coven, I want you to describe the rest of your coven, but Oren, brought something magical to you. So
Now,
go ahead and talk about the rest of your coven.
but I want to touch on Oren. Oren has never done music before.
Wow, he
Yeah,
hasn't?
never. He came to me and he told me he's seen the Coven and the band that we were doing. And he
Mm-hmm.
came to me and told me, this has been a dream of mine to be a part of something. And I told him, I said, don't play with me because I will definitely get you into the studio.
Right.
And he was absolutely with it. He had been practicing and rehearsing. And of course, I'm a songwriter. That's what I do. I write songs, movies, scripts, video formulas. I am an absolute writer.
And
So
do you produce your own music as well?
yes, 100% of the music on this last
Perfect.
album has been
Okay.
produced by me. I was kind of the only reason why it took me so long to start producing a lot of the music I put out. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel like it was good. I felt like I couldn't make the Dallas boogie sound. So I was trying to implement that into my music and I couldn't get it. I can't.
But
That's
but
something that I
do you feel like you were trying to conform to other people's standards versus just
definitely
doing your own?
Definitely. I spent nights and years actually trying to copy Duro and Tum Tum and
Mhm.
Tuck and DSR and not being myself. And when I made beats for myself that I just enjoyed listening to, I had people around me that was like, what is that? What is that? So I remember one time I made a song that's out now. There's a video on it called Abduction on my page. And I
Mhm.
performed that at a club I believe it's in Arlington called Rack Daddy's.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I performed. I did my regular hip hop stuff. They loved it, but I performed Abduction, which is something off the wall, completely different. And the faces were just like, "What is this?" And it kind of hurt my feelings because it was like I thought they were going to enjoy it as much as I enjoy it, but
Mhm.
it's like the people told me they weren't ready for that yet. You know, and at that point I felt like I don't know if they'll ever be ready for something as different as that.
We are ready for you, sir. I'm ready for you to be on the next Blade movie release.
Yes.
Okay. The
Yes,
whole freaking album of Alukah it really needs its own movie.
yes,
The
it does.
whole soundtrack, the whole production, Orin, everybody that you have, the werewolf versus the vampire, even your little
Skywalker.
skit.
Yes,
Oh my goodness. I it just when you listen to the whole album, you have a feeling like you should be watching the Blade movie or watching a vampire movie or watching a horror flick that is in captivating of your whole emotional state. And I just because this is a self-produced album and this is on your label, correct?
correct. New Mob Music Group.
Exactly. New Mob Music Group needs more exposure for what you're doing, sir.
I definitely
This
appreciate that.
whole album, and I'm by the way, I'm purchasing the album.
Yeah.
I've been streaming it on Tidal, but I need to buy it. I need to own this album.
I love that you're streaming it on Tidal. Tidal is one of the highest paying streaming platforms. So for somebody like you that knows that and deliberately strays away from Spotify in order to get on Tidal, just to show more credit and give more credit to the artists, and we really appreciate that.
I pay my $16.99 a month. Excuse me,
Absolutely.
$14.99 a month because I get a military discount. But
Mm,
it's normally $18.99 a month. But I stream songs on Tidal for a reason. I've done my research. I'm a publicist. That's what I do.
that's what you do. So
I
let me
want to
ask you a
give.
question.
Uh
On
huh.
Tidal, are you able to see the videos on Tidal as well?
Yes, all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I'm
If you
encouraging everybody listening.
put your videos on Tidal, I will stream the shit out of them.
Everybody listening, sign up for Tidal. Let's do a big swap from
Please.
Spotify and let's swap over to Tidal
Yes.
because it is
Get
definitely
off of Spotify. They do not pay the artists what they're worth. The streams are shit.
yes.
I want you all to go on Tidal, sign up for a membership to Tidal. The Tidal pays out what these artists should be owed for streaming. Now, I also highly encourage you all to go and on Bandcamp and
Yes,
purchase these albums. Purchase their songs individually if you want to, but go and purchase these albums. They are worth it.
definitely.
They're
And
worth it.
not only Bandcamp, you can get the albums on Amazon.
There
You
you
can get them
go.
on Shopify.
Shopify. Yep.
There's different different avenues on ways that you can purchase the album. But I just want you to know that from an artist aspect, I really appreciate you that you take the time to think about what we put into the music and to make sure
Yeah.
that we're compensated correctly and going to get that title over Spotify. That means a lot to us. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I've been a singer. I've been a I call myself a shower singer since I was 3 years old. I
Okay.
love music. Okay. My dad used to sing. His voice, and I've said this a couple of other times, his voice was a mix between Nat King Cole, Al Green, and Sam Cooke. My
Wow.
dad used to go with his brothers into Canada
Okay.
when they were younger, in their teens, 20s. And my dad used to sing karaoke and get dates that way.
Yeah.
My father played the trumpet in the Marine Corps band for President Kennedy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is an
So,
accomplishment.
so when I tell you I have a music background and I love supporting artists, I love hearing your music and I love hearing your art and I love hearing your backstory. And I want to give you the platform for that story on my platform. I really mean that from the heart. I
I know.
think you have an extreme amount of talent that is not being showcased in its proper form. Sin as well.
Yes. Now,
She is an amazing
backstory.
artist.
Backstory. You talked about your dad on your
Mhm,
history and music in your blood.
mhm,
If I don't know if you know this, if you do a little research, you'll see that my uncle is Smokey Robinson.
mhm,
So just like you're a Robinson, I'm a Robinson as well.
mhm.
And since her, I believe it's her great cousin is Eartha Kitt.
Yeah,
So we both have that music in our background in our bloodline. And my grandfather, Claude Robinson, he used to do what's called the Chitlin circuit back in the day, if you've
yeah,
ever heard of that. So
yep.
he
All
used to
through the
yes. So he used to perform the Chitlin circuit. I grew up with my cousin Henny Holyfield. He's one of the artists that's on the album on a track called "I Was God." That's my blood cousin, and
South.
we used to grow up. We grew up doing karaoke. We grew up every Thanksgiving, every Christmas. They'll bring out this professional karaoke machine with the big
Yes.
screen TVs and
Oh,
everything. And we would have to go in, and it was like sing like your life depended on it. So
yes. Especially
that
with
that
family.
exactly. So I know the background that you come from. You had to be blown. You're more than just a shower singer. You're just in the shower right now. But I have a feeling something's coming. Something is definitely
Well,
coming.
so funny thing, Jay Diggs, he's going to release an album shortly, and
Yes.
I did some voiceovers for him. It wasn't
Shout out. Shout out Jay Diggs.
Jay
Jay Diggs
Diggs
is definitely a talented young brother. I'm so proud of him.
for real. I'm so proud of him, but
Yeah.
he asked me to do some voiceovers for him. And I told him I wanted to get into voiceover work because I'm furloughed right now. So this is my opportunity to do whatever the hell I want to, which
Right.
is one of the reasons why I started this platform. And I'm going to start doing voiceovers. So I'm going to do recordings for that. But this is about you right now
I got you.
and your next project.
So
So
go ahead. It's coming.
your album Alukah, you said you will tear the veil between the mortal and vampire realms
Yes.
and reveal the mysteries of the vampires. What can you tell us about this project that hasn't already been released with the music?
I'll give you the title. The title is Blood, Sex, and Religion.
Yes.
You already know. Look, you already know.
I
You already
know. I'm
know.
excited. Okay, I'm
So,
sorry. Go
so
ahead.
that is the title, Blood, Sex, and Religion. We actually are in works with the Dallas Orchestra to finalize a two-version part of the album. So we have most of the album. I just finished mixing and mastering the majority of the album tonight. Sin was up in the studio. We took actually a week vacation off just to stay in the studio for a week. So we actually just finished mixing and mastering the majority of the album.
I'm so
Um, yeah, so after this is done, we're going to be linking up with the Dallas Orchestra to see if they can help us put together a classical version of
excited.
just the instrumentals. Now, classical, every now and then, we're going to have Marith singing because that's where we found Marith in the Dallas Orchestra. She's a backup singer that's in there, and she is a fabulous singer, as you can see on the
Oh,
album. Like,
yes,
yeah.
she
Yeah.
is.
And she's only she's a backup singer. Like I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, I don't know how to go in the studio and lay tracks. And I was like, just
Oh my,
come to me. Come to
yes,
me. And when she
you guys.
came, yeah,
Yes.
she came. I worked with her vocals and like I'm a nerd. I love technology. So I
Mm,
find
you're not a
every
nerd. You're an audiophile.
audio, I love that. I love that. So we're switching
Yes,
it. We're switching it. Okay.
you're an
So
audiophile.
absolutely. So I absolutely had to get her in. She came in. She was more than willing to do whatever we needed. We mixed her vocals up with a couple of VSTs, different sounds. I have my own little secret and little seasonings that I sprinkled in with her, and it came out absolutely amazing. And so now she is going to be hooking us up with actually later on today. Well, tomorrow during the day, we're going to be meeting up with the Dallas Orchestra before their haunted candlelight thing, and we're going to see if they're willing to help us create a classical version of the new album, which is going to be called Blood, Sex, and Religion.
I can't wait for that.
Oh, I promise you. People ask me, how are you going to top Alukah? How are you?
Oh
There's
no,
no way.
I know you can. I know you can.
I was warming with Alukah. I was concentrated on getting placements,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone. There's two different feedbacks that I got. I got one, which is the majority of the feedback. It sounded like a movie, and everyone loved it because it sounded like a movie. And the
Mm-hmm.
second one was it sounded expensive, and I noticed that
Well,
if you it sounds expensive. So I started thinking all of the great albums like Beyonce, Rihanna, Kanye West, their albums, when we listened to it, we didn't mind spending the $10 on it because it sounded like more than just one guy in a room doing whatever, they're doing. And
yes,
it sounded expensive. It sounded like they
yes.
put some blood, sweat, and tears into it.
That's
So I
exactly what Alukah sounds like.
Exactly. So when I got that feedback, I wanted to sound more somatic and more
Mm-hmm.
expensive. So that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what we went for in this next album. It is, I'm gonna tell you, it's not like Alukah. It
I
the two albums are gonna be completely different, but I
okay.
promise you, you are going to cry on this album.
I hope I will.
I promise
Because
you.
there's been a few albums that I have cried on.
Yes.
Beyonce has been one. Mariah Carey has been. There's a few songs of Mariah Carey that just because I'm a mixed kid, so I understand how she feels, and so I was able to put myself in her music, and I love vampire lore.
Yes.
Okay,
So
I love vampire history.
what do you mix with?
Literally black and white. My grandmother and my grandmother's sister and brothers came over on a boat from Africa,
Okay.
from Ghana and Nigeria, and so I'm literally black and white. Like it's there's no in between.
I
Okay,
got you.
my father's side is black. I've got Africans. I've got African American slaves and sharecroppers on my father's side.
Yes.
I've found all my ancestors up until 1849.
Wow. Wow.
Before that, we don't have a whole lot of history.
Got you.
But on my mother's side, we go back to 1423.
Yes. Yes. The Victorian period.
Yes, because my 11 times great grandfather came over here as Dr. Samuel Fuller came over here on the Mayflower.
Okay.
So
What
I have two sides of a spectrum in my family that made me.
So I'm the same way. I am Black Italian. My
Mhm.
mom's side is Italian, and my dad's side is Black. And just a mixed kid. So when you said that, that really touched me. And
Yeah.
I had a lot of problems growing up. Um, Growing up as a kid, as a mixed kid, because in the era that I was raised, it was black of the berry, sweet of the juice. You know,
Yes.
black
Yes.
power, black pride actually came out. And no matter how light you are, you're always going to be a black man or a black woman.
Yes, and it makes you feel less than when you hear
Yes,
all of that and you're like, well, I don't equate myself to my lighter side of my family. I equate
well,
myself to my black side of my family
exactly.
because that's who I was raised around. I was raised around my aunties and my cousins and my uncles and my grandma, and we went to North Carolina. I spent 2 summers in North Carolina growing fruits and vegetables with my auntie Duncy and picking cotton and picking tobacco and shucking corn and picking fruit off of trees and doing the whole thing. But
Yes,
on my mother's side, they didn't accept me
exactly.
because my mother came from a very conservative mm, Anglo-Saxon Christian background, Lutheran background.
Right,
Okay. So I wasn't really accepted on their side until I was about 7, 8 years old.
right.
Meanwhile, the whole time I'm growing up, my black family accepted me. My first language was German. I
Uh,
didn't even speak English
That's my
when I
son.
was
So my son is mixed with German, and
see?
yeah, he
Yeah.
loves it. He loves it. So, but at
Yeah.
the same time, the black culture, I've noticed, accepts a lot more cultures,
Yes.
more easier than a lot of the other cultures. And
Yeah.
so it's hard growing up being a mixed kid. It's not
Yeah.
easy, but I try to raise my son to know who he is as a black
Mhm.
man, and as a kid coming out of the hood. You know that you could be more than just the expectations of what they think you can be.
So as the cultural diversity and the shift happens towards your music, how does your cultural background translate to who you are as an artist?
I feel like there's nothing I can't do because of
Right?
yes.
Yes.
It's like I feel like I can fit in any genre, any group of people. I don't care if you're white, Chinese, Mexican, Indian. When I go places, the friends that I have are of all cultures, and I
Hmm.
love all cultures. I can't express how much that I love our black people, but just as much, I love all cultures of the world. The beauty in each one of these different cultures and their beliefs is beautiful.
Yes.
You can't grow if you don't know what else is out there. And
Education. Yes,
and
the
that's how you
education.
find the vampiric culture. That's how you find these different lifestyles of people,
Yes.
is when you reach outside of the normal, outside of the box, and you
Yeah.
see different things. And there might be something in there that might captivate you enough to say, this is who I am.
Hmm. So I want to talk about who you are as an artist, and you you've released 5 albums so far.
Six,
You have about
six.
five, oh, okay, six.
Mhm.
You have about 5.5 million streams
Yes.
and multiple awards. Walk us through your music journey. What is that like?
It's a difficult journey. It is something that's not easy. And like I said before, finding myself was one of the hardest things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you first come in, you want to sound cool enough for the people around you.
Yes.
And right, and I always knew I could do whatever I put my mind to it because my parents raised me that way. Whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
be, see, you can be. I come from a two-parent home that they taught you could be whatever you wanted to be. So as going through school, going through college, UNLV, I'm an actual chemistry major. So as I grew up, I said, I'm going to be whatever I want to be. And as I found myself in the music journey is something that I found myself in the streets first. I found myself wanting to be cool, with my peers, and they didn't have the lifestyle and the background that I had. So I was literally lowering myself and my standards to fit in with the people that was around me. And
Oh,
because of that, it did affect my music.
yeah.
It made me want to fit in. So I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time trying to fit in until I was 16, and I was at a studio called 3R Entertainment in Arlington, and there was an artist there called Twisted Black,
Mm-hmm.
and me and Twisted Black had a rap battle on a TV show, and I literally went in with a written verse. It was 100% clean, and it was talking directly to Twisted Black. And Twisted Black was just spitting something that he, a freestyle that he had. And he looked at me and he told them, he said, how am I going to compete with this? How am I supposed to compete? And it made me feel, at first I thought he was upset, but he showed me, he said, no, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm trying to work on my demo. And he opened his doors. I recorded my
Yes.
first demo with
Yes.
Twisted Black into his studio.
Yeah.
And that's when I learned my first lesson. He said, you're rapping to the wrong people. He
Yes.
said, and once I didn't understand it then, and I continued on, bumping my head against the wall. I was on Skip Cheatham on K104 Party Drive. I was on that
Mm-hmm.
for 3 years with Skip Cheatham. Every day I was on the radio station with them. And
Wow.
I was promoting different clubs. I was on Lady J,
Yep.
no, Kiki J. Kiki J. She had her
Uh-huh.
own homegrown section, and I won a rotation spin out of that on a song called "This Shit Right Here." So I just consistency, even consistency, trying to fit in, and even though you're being consistent, you're being successful in a way, but you're still not being true to yourself.
Right.
It wasn't until I met Sin that everything changed for me. My world changed. And when I met her, she looked at me and she said, if this is not, and we keep in mind, we had lived a vampiric lifestyle before the music
Mm-hmm.
had even came out. And
Mm-hmm.
she said, you're not being real with yourself. She was like, who are you? And I was like, I'm the king of the vampires. What do you mean? And she was like, well, you ain't said that in none of these songs just now. So she deliberately changed my whole way of thought. And since then it changed my music.
So how on purpose was it that you paid attention to sin and she helped you elevate your style? Because look, women, we tend to elevate, we tend to explore different ways to make our partners um, professional,
Right.
make more money,
And
and
Barack wouldn't be Barack without Michelle.
without Michelle, exactly.
Exactly.
So, so who is Alize with Sin?
Well, you got to think about who Sin is. Sin is the first black female on reality television out
And
of
she's
Dallas.
fucking amazing. I gotta put that out there. I love her music.
Yes,
The
she
homegirl
is.
stuff, wow.
Yes, she is a reality star. She's a star. And
She
I
is a
knew it.
star.
And it's funny because when I met her, she never told me she did music. We actually were downtown and people were coming up to me saying, hey, Zay, they knew I did music. And
Mm-hmm.
they said, oh, CinSation, CinSation. And they were calling her Cinnamon at the time. And I was like, how do all of these people know you? And they were telling me, you don't know who that is? And I was like, who is this? My girl. They were like, she is the hottest female rapper in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I was like, you rap? And you didn't tell me that you rapped this whole time? And we had been together for like 2 years and she never told me she had ever rapped. And she just really really, kept that, aside from our relationship. And like I said, we fought each other for the first, year or two. And, as she became more comfortable, I seen a lot of her history in the music and in the entertainment industry was toxic. And she really just wanted a clean, slate and just wipe it all clean and didn't want nothing to do with the entertainment world. So she never told me that she did music. So actually, when she seen I did music, she would actually tell me like, that's trash. Like, nah, I'm not rocking with that. She would tell me, nah, I don't like that. Whatever. Put on Ludacris. You know what I'm saying? Put on Ludacris. So, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
But imagine the queen that you love is telling you that what you're doing is not satisfactory to her.
Yes. Yes.
At that point, there's only one person that I want to impress.
Her.
And that's my queen. And that's
Yes.
that's my best friend.
Yes.
And I want to make sure that she appreciates what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So from the point of that point to now, she was just in the studio just now. Two things happened. One, of course, she cried on one of the songs as we were mixing them down, wiping tears. She cried on a couple of them actually. And the next one was she was telling me not to do it because it might trigger a lot of emotions for a lot of fans. She was literally telling me like, you can't put this out. Like this is going to make people like flip, like you can't do it. And that's when I knew I'm definitely putting this on this album, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to trust my own creative instincts, overall. But Sin is she's my angel on my shoulder that always gives me the advice that I need.
She is so amazing. Okay,
Yes.
so I have to talk about the song that you made for her on Alukah.
Okay. Okay.
What is it?
I made actually Crimson Oath for her.
Crimson Oath.
Crimson Oath. So there is a
Yeah,
video coming
we got
soon.
we gotta get that video. Okay, you guys you have to see this video. Okay, because the song itself, which you are going to stream either on Tidal or wherever you're going to stream it at, I would like you to buy the album first. Stream the song Crimson Oath. It is made specifically for Sin. And when I first heard it on the Wild Out Radio music review show, I was like, oh, this is very personal.
Yes.
Please
So
talk about that song.
now the video that's coming out tonight is called Titans. That's
Mm-hmm.
that the song Crimson Oath is I remade the one night Sin was at home before we actually got married and we were together.
Mm-hmm.
She was dreaming of me and she felt my presence in her house. She told me, she was like, I felt you here.
Oh.
And I like there was something I couldn't explain. So and I told her you summoned me. So I came. And it literally just blew her mind. So the song Crimson Oath is basically Sin that is she's summoning me to her.
We can hear that.
Yes. Yes. If you listen with headphones and if you listen real close, you can definitely hear all of the different sounds.
Yes.
Mm.
I was like, so you saw my comments on the Wild Out
Yes.
Radio show, and I was like, oh my goodness, the background noises, because I was listening through my headphones and I was like,
Yes.
oh Lord, I
Yes.
know this was for Sin for
Yes.
real. CinSation was, I know she was feeling some sensations
Yes. Yes.
because we were captivated by the sound of that song. I could not imagine the emotions that she was going through listening to that, and then having you release that on your album, and she knowing that was for her
Right.
directly. I would be like, you can't put this out. This is mine.
Right, right. So I do a lot of songs for Sin. You know, she is one of my biggest
Mhm.
inspirations, especially
Yes.
when I want to tap into those
And
type of feelings.
okay, hold on. I gotta wait. If you all have seen Sin in person, she is fucking beautiful.
Fucking
Okay?
beautiful. Yes,
She's fucking beautiful. She is so captivating. Her energy is mesmerizing, and you can tell that she loves you so much.
yeah,
Like you two were meant for each other. She is a phenomenal artist. And then just the way that she loves you in person in front of everybody else. Chef's kiss. Okay, go ahead.
yes. And I believe that Black love needs to be promoted more.
Yes, for
You know,
real.
there's so much twerking, and there's so much booty shaking online. There's not enough love and showing, the power of a couple and the power of unity. And
Mhm.
we definitely do that on purpose. We definitely show that on purpose, not for likes, but to show other couples the same way that I show what it's like to be a father. I
Mhm.
had my son since he was 6 months. His mother took off. I had to go to court. I won full custody of him when he was 6 months, and I've had him with just me by myself before I met Sin. And
Yeah.
it was us two sleeping on the floor eating top ramen noodles with nothing. So
Yeah.
I always put out there, how it feels to be a father, and because I want people to see how good it feels, like what you're missing out on. Some of these deadbeat dads don't know. They're so concentrated on the hate that they have for the woman that they forget that they're missing out on the love that they have for their child. And I definitely put that out there on purpose, not again for likes, but for an image and for an example for other Black men and Black women as well, because there is some deadbeat mothers out there, and it's
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, there
definitely
are.
crazy. Yeah. And that's
Um,
something I never knew that could actually that was a thing. Like mothers that don't take care of their kids, is that something? And
it
that
is.
yeah, that's something
It
new.
it it really is.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of women, especially lately, who've been forced to have children that they didn't want, or
Right.
forced to be in marriages that they didn't want. So part of the Alukah album and what Alize Ali has coming out in future releases has to do with self-empowerment, has to do
Definitely.
with taking control of your life, and
Absolutely.
making sure that you are the best version of yourself that you can be for everyone around you. And if that means separating yourself from the powers that are there to harm you, then do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's also about finding yourself. Because I know
Yes.
a lot of people suffer from, not knowing, the identity crisis and not knowing
Yeah.
who they are.
Yeah.
And, some of them don't even feel comfortable opening up the books that they should open up.
Right.
So, this next album definitely is going to be opening up a lot of books that have been left out of other books, shall I say that.
So
So
I
we're going to
I
be we're going to be
I want
reading
to explore
scriptures
that.
in books that have been left out of other books. Let's say
Yes.
that.
I want to explore that. So in your next project, you talk about the forever change to the music landscape, right? We
Right.
already know Alukah is an extremely amazing album. It really should be highlighted in Marvel movies,
Yes.
in any sports uh, teams.
Yes.
Football, basketball, baseball.
I took your advice and
Man.
I submitted it to
I'm
the
so
Dallas
glad.
Stars. I submitted Stars Under My Feet and Beyond the Stars. I
Yes.
submitted both songs and they are currently being under review right now.
Awesome.
And that came from you. So
Yes.
when you said it, I was like, you know what? She knows what she's talking about. Let me find the person. And when I
Okay.
found them, they were more than willing to review it. So I sent
So
it in for
we had the Tuesday music review show with the Wild Out Radio show, right?
right.
And we listened to the full album of Alukah, and during my music reviews, if I'm available, I will put resources into the comments for the artist to reach out to, like actual resources that will get back to them.
Right.
Okay. As a publicist, if I'm going to be a resource to you, I'm definitely going to make sure that you're successful. So we put the Dallas Stars, I put the Dallas Mavericks, I put a couple of other sports teams in the comments, and some movie producers
Yep.
and film directors in the comments. And I'm so glad that you took advantage of that,
Yes.
because your music deserves to be put into those realms, and you deserve to get whatever financial gain in the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you deserve back to you.
And I appreciate that. It's not easy financially, taking
Right.
care of the household and also putting as much money as we do, into the music. There's a
Hmm.
lot of, I always stress to artists to make sure that you take care of home first.
Yes.
You cannot be the best artist that you can be without home being okay first.
Yeah.
And that is what I did. I made sure that home is okay, that I can close my eyes at night and know that everything, all the bills are taken care of.
Hmm.
Nothing's going to be perfect, but make sure home is taken care of first.
Yeah.
And then your creativity can shine. And that's what it's done for me. And like I said, I appreciate you for putting those avenues out there for me to even consider, because I had no idea to even think about those type of things. So I could tell your mind works in ways that normal minds don't work. And, we really appreciate it. That's one of the things that Sin loves about you. When I mentioned your name and I said, yeah, I'm going to do A to Zo today. And she was like, yes. She was like, that's my girl. I love her. She's the publicist. She calls you
She's
the
amazing.
publicist. That's what she calls you. You are
Oh.
the publicist. There is no other one. It's just you. So we in our household, we definitely look and talk about you highly.
Well, I appreciate her so much for that. It's a little embarrassing for me, because I really don't look for recognition for anything. I just want to give people, which is why I'm doing these interviews, to give people who are talented, give artists, business owners, educators, health advisors the platform that they should, to get out there, to give information to their audience, to get more
Right.
followers, to make sure that more people understand how they can be supportive and how they can love on themselves. And your music does that, right? It's very empowering. So I want to ask you, like, is there kind of a transformation that people have told you about that happens to them when they listen to your music?
Yes. A lot of
Okay.
a lot of people. The music, if you've noticed, I do a lot of research. Like I said, I come from a
Yes.
background of my
Yes.
grandparents are doctors in engineering. They first were lawyers. They had passed the bar. We have a lot of lawyers and doctors in our family.
Hmm.
They taught us one thing that my grandfather Claude, he taught me was, if you don't know or if you've never been there, Google it. Like, look it up on the internet. The internet will tell you all about it. If you don't know something, go see. So we do a lot of research on my son's going to be a neurosurgeon. That's what he's on his way to be. And he's shooting for Harvard. So Harvard is
That's
a,
wonderful.
Yeah, he's one of them. So in our household, we have brain games all the time. Who can outthink, outsmart, out clever, outwit somebody in our household. So in my music, we do a lot of. My dad was a major in psychology, and I noticed there's a fight or flight sounds. So
Yes.
in my music, I put a lot of fight or flight sounds. I put a lot of sounds that are going to tap into your psyche, and a lot of people feel that so the music, I wanted it to be more than just, this is a cool album. I wanted you to be able to close your eyes, zone out, me suck you into my world. You
Mhm.
see the trees, you see the ground, the fruit, the animals running. I want you to see everything possible in my world. Once I got you in there, I'm going to give you the best experience that I can possibly give you sonically. So
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people, when they say that they heard the album, they say, they expected something else. But when they got sucked into it, it was like, I can't believe this. Like, what
It's
is this?
it's beyond our expectations of a vampiric album.
Definitely.
It
Definitely.
has emotion, it has depth, it has feeling. It draws you into a story,
Yes.
right? It's as if you have brought us into your coven.
That was the goal. And, I wanted people to understand that
Yeah.
you don't have to be scared. You don't have to
Mm.
look at us funny. Halloween, everybody sees the fangs and, they want to do the interviews. They want us to come do the shows type stuff. And we're fine with it. We love it. But at the same
Mhm.
time, the week after Halloween is always the hardest for us. When we're in Walmart, because these don't come out. These
Right.
are permanent. So
Yeah.
when we're in Walmart or we're at work, and people look at us, they're like, the next week or two is going to be, Halloween's over, what are you doing? So it's really hard for us. And
Yeah.
the people that see that this is who we are, they might get the wrong idea. So I
They
wanted
think
to
you're
open up
faking
the
it. Yeah,
exactly. So
and
so I
it's
wanted to
not.
open up the world and let them know who we are. I wanted them to feel more comfortable sonically, and also
Yeah.
give them a show. I want you to see that this is more than music is made for centuries. And
Yes.
now all you're doing is mumble rapping. There's so many BSTs and so many sounds and so many tools that you can use to captivate the ears. And you're telling me that this is what you come up with?
Yeah.
No, I'm giving you more.
Yeah, so on that tip, when anybody looks back at Alize Ali's um, legacy 100 years from now, what do you want them to say about you? What do you want them to say about what you accomplished?
Well, Sin and I always talk about in 100 years, when they dig up our graves,
Mhm.
they're going to flip out when they see they're going to see these fangs and they are going to flip out like. So we always talk about that. I am on one of my songs, I talked about Planet of the Apes,
Mhm.
and when they go back and do the history of humans and they look at our legacy, I just want them to know that there was something different than what was stated in the history books. If nobody ever finds Alize Ali and I don't become this mega star like Tupac, which isn't my goal, but
Mhm.
if nobody finds me, but that one kid finds me, I want him to listen to the music and be amazed as we are listening to it today.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I Yes, they will. Your sound is timeless. Who you are as an artist is amazing. Like,
Thank you.
we are still talking about Interview with the Vampire, we are still talking about Dracula, we are still talking about Nosferatu.
Yes.
Uh, 40 years later. Okay. And there are still being remakes done of these movies to fit modern times. So your sound will still be etched into history 100 years from now
Right.
because it is so beautiful and captivating and mesmerizing. And I appreciate you so much. Okay, so I have one last question before we get to your video.
So
Who's your favorite vampire?
Louis.
Ah!
Louis is my favorite.
Okay.
It's
Louis,
hard. I got a
Louis
special.
in the modern version of him
Yes,
through
of course. Of the
okay,
Louis
yeah.
in the modern version.
Louis de Liancourt.
Yes, I have a
Yeah.
special place in my heart for Lestat as well.
Uh,
Lestat is a
he's a
love
little
sickened.
emotional. Yeah.
He's love sickened, and I remember those days. I
Yeah.
remember those days being lovesick,
Yeah.
and the power that he has, you know, and what he's capable of
Yeah.
is amazing. But Louis is a representation of our culture
Mm,
being introduced to the world. And
right?
I have to give it to Louis because just because I'm proud of the culture that we are. You know,
Yeah.
for the first actual written book is called The Black Vampire, was written by a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's before, and they didn't honor the publishing of the book that was written in 1819. They
That's
honored it when someone else watched it again,
right.
and then they came out with another vampire book called The Vampire. But The
Mm,
Black Vampire was the actual first book that was ever written about vampires that was based on a slave who killed his master, and it's a whole. People, I definitely recommend that you read the book. So I don't want to give too much away, but it's definitely a good read. It's about
right.
an old slave that was turned into a vampire. So I definitely love Louis because he's a representation and of the black culture being introduced to the vampiric lifestyle.
Yeah. I I have to say I love Louis too.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
I could have guessed that though. You look like a Louis lover. You definitely do.
yeah, just a little bit. He's very resilient. He's very resourceful.
Yes,
He is steadfast in his position, and he's like, "Fuck you if you don't
right,
like who I am,
right,
because I'm me, and I will never fucking change
right,
because I love who I am." And I love that about him. I love his fact that he has survived so many times of trying to fucking kill him
right.
for no reason. You're gonna try and kill me because
So
I gave you a choice? What?
so what I want to know is who's your number two?
Who's my number two? If we're talking vampire lore,
Yes.
Bill Skarsgård, because he's
You
fucking
you read a
so
lot, don't you? I can tell you get
dude,
fascinated
he's
with books, don't
so
you?
yeah.
Yes, I can tell.
Yes.
You've done your homework.
But Lilith would have
Love
to
it.
be one of them as well
Yeah,
because I am all about women empowerment and I am all about supporting the men
right.
that support us. So Lilith would probably most likely realistically be my number two.
Got you. My number two, which is always going to be my actual number one, is going to be Akasha. That's
Akasha. Yeah.
that's my queen. She started it all. She is the bloodline of all bloodlines. She is the
Yeah.
power that runs through my veins.
Yeah.
She is the spark of my eye, the light of my sun. She is everything to me. So I always got to give it to Akasha.
Absolutely. All right. So I appreciate the time that you've taken because this has been so good for me. And on that note, happy Halloween.
Happy
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween.
Hey. So we have our own, there's something we didn't touch on. We have our own
Mhm.
language, a vampiric language called Velkarian.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so our language, I want you to know 2 words. Okay. The first one is going to be when we greet, we say Naktir Valar.
Not
That's when we
terrible. Oh,
Naktir
that's
Valar.
in
That
your
means
music.
that's night and love. That's in the music. So a
Yes.
lot of people, we didn't explain it in the music, but we did say it throughout the album.
Yes.
So one of the words, Naktir Valar means night and love. That's
Not
our
terrible.
greeting. And then
Okay.
Thun Kai
Don't
means power until death. Thun Kai is our goodbye. So when we
okay.
say goodbye, we say Thun Kai.
Don't cry.
Thun Kai.
Well, we're not going to say that yet because
Okay,
we still have your album to play.
let's do it.
All right. Hold
All
on
right.
1 second.
Had a dream I sank in diamonds. Woke up in the silence. I done seen titans fall from the sky. Money long, but the soul don't lie. Still ride with a ghost in the ride. Hard iced, I can't even lie. It's a bloody moon. Got a scar on my cheek. I'm woke in a world where the real don't speak. Every tongue got a blade underneath. Every night got a mask on me. Chrome hard doubles at my code like a tank. Them feds try to read me like a tweet I ain't send. I don't daydream, I black out next to sin. Had a flashback at the end, it was Benzes and friends. I've been lit since my spirit cracked. Talk to the stars and they talk back. Took a pill with a priest in the back. Told God slide me a pack. Lambo like a spaceship coffin. Wrist like a time glitch. Often, all these niggas here, none of them bosses. You bleed when I flex, be cautious. Yeah, I done seen titans fall from the sky. Money long, but the soul don't lie. Still ride with a ghost in the ride. Hard iced, I can't even lie. It's a bloody moon, got a scar on my cheek. I'm woke in a world where the real don't speak. Every tongue got a blade underneath. Every night got a mask on me.
I keep waking up in flame. My jewels still glow. See my face in the mirror, but the mirror too old. All my dreams on loop. All my sins got proof. All these stars got truth, but they all off mute.
Walk in the crib, marble floor like the morgue. Label want blood, told him meet me at the door. Model in my bed, got fangs, not bored. Kiss me, bite me, feed my core. I made a cult out of fangs and beats. You make trends that die in a week. I run the town with a sound that's heat. And keep a God in the passenger seat. 2 a.m. and the roof gon' ghost. 3 a.m. and my sin too close. 4 a.m. and the night says toast to the king with the most on my soul. I done seen titans fall from the sky. Money long, but the soul don't lie. Still ride with a ghost in the ride. Hard iced, I can't even lie. It's a bloody moon, got a scar on my cheek. I'm woke in a world where the real don't speak. Every tongue got a blade underneath. Every night got a mask on me. Ay, 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 on my soul. Ay, ay, let's go. Yeah. Everybody wanna be a monster till it's time to do some monster shit. Yeah. Alukah.
Okay. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Sin. Who's the little girl? First of all, because
So the story behind the song, I got to go to the story behind the song, Titans.
yes,
I have another album called KOD, which I wanted. It's so hard being different. A lot of the artists in the city didn't really want to work with me. So finding featured artists to work with me was so hard. That's why the Alukah has.
why?
I'm so different. A lot of people feel like that they couldn't get on the different type of tracks. So when I first came to Dallas, I'm originally from California.
Kelly, yeah.
Yeah. So when I first came here, a lot of the artists they absolutely didn't. I would send them tracks, they would just throw them away, or just they would ghost me. So that's when I met Spaceship. One of my brothers. I met him, and he was looking at me just dissatisfied, like just really unimpressed by me, and and I made it my goal to impress him as an artist, and that he's actually helped shape me as an artist, and going through the Wild Out system and the scholarship. I've been through
Yeah.
it. He actually hands-on shaped me as an artist. Him and DJ Lady J Rock. They
Mhm.
helped me understand that I'm more than just a rapper. I'm a brand. And they said, you have to put that into the music. You have to, they took shots to my music. They cut my music off. They told me they didn't want to hear it several times before I started winning all these awards and 23 weeks with Holy Grail and stuff like that. So when I when I started working on an album called KOD, The King of the Dam,
Mhm.
and I wanted to incorporate a lot of the artists that actually wanted to work with me that I met through Spaceship. And we finished the album. Album is done already and ready to put out, but it wasn't time for that album. But we started shooting the videos. The little girl is my goddaughter. Her vampiric name is Claudia, of course, is Claudia.
Claudia, of
But
course.
it's my candy baby. That's what we call her. Her name's Candy.
Oh,
And she was in one of my other videos playing my little sister. And she is a Disney kid. Like, she's the one cheerleading. She's the one dancing at all of these events and
mhm.
everything. And she, when I put her in the video, she pulled me to the side. She said, that wasn't enough camera time for me. And it was just a little clip, just barely showed her. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, you're right, because you're a superstar. And for me to put you in that little bitty clip, it didn't do her justice. So I
Yeah.
said, I'm going to do a song for me and you. And that's basically where this song came from. There's no cussing in the song. I wanted it to be something clean that she can play in school, and people could, she could show, her friends and stuff like that. And, she is as you can see, she's a gifted child.
She is a star.
Yes.
Uh man.
Yes.
I I really see this song being part of um somebody's mixtape.
Yes.
A rappers, like, they're going to use your verse, your melody in their music. This song, I can't wait to hear more. Look, I love Alukah.
Yes.
I like this song too.
Yes.
This is something that I would add to my playlist, and I would clean my house to, and I would blast in my Mercedes driving down the street, because I'm bougie anyway. But
Right.
yeah, I need to play this blasting out my windows.
Right. So shout out to Films by
Yes.
KV.
Yes.
That's our Coven brother. He's the one that does all of our videos. So for the
Okay.
past 10 years, we've had one videographer. He's worked with Megan Thee Stallion. He's worked with Lil Boosie. He has worked with different major corporations like Nissan and stuff like that. He is a talented person, and we hold him so dearly and close. Unfortunately, he is not able to work with other artists. He is tied in contracts to the point to where it costs so much money to book him in order to. So all the artists that are interested in working with our videographer, he's
Y'all
not
better
going to
get
be
your
available.
paper up. Get your
It,
paper
it
up.
it definitely will cost you some money in order to
Get
film
your
with him.
paper. Get your
Exactly.
paper up. Because
So
if you don't,
right. We've been blessed with him. Luckily, we've been working with him so long that he's a part of our coven. He's a part of our family. So, we get these, these a day here and there that he says, "Hey, I got my camera. What you trying to do?" So
it really is cinematic quality. The visuals are just, I mean, and Zen in that tongue. Every time I see her,
amazing. Like
I get a feeling, and I'm not supposed to have those feelings because I'm attracted to men. But
right.
she's just wow
Yeah.
on the videos. Like, you all have such a captivating presence whenever you're filming. I have to thank you for giving us a glimpse into your life, into your background as the vampire lifestyle, at who you are as a couple, and then your art as an individual. This has been an extremely wonderful experience, and I can't thank you enough. Seriously, I can't thank you enough.
It was my
So
pleasure. It was definitely my pleasure.
thank you, Alize Ali. This has been wonderful. To everyone who is watching this, happy Halloween, happy Hallows Eve.
Yes.
Um, please go stream and go purchase Alize Ali's album on Tidal, or go purchase his album directly. Okay, we're going to put all the links to all of his music, all of his social media pages. Go follow him on social media. Make sure you have your little bells highlighted so that you can go listen to all the music that he's got coming out
Yes.
very, very soon, all the videos that he's got coming out. Please go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Go look at all his social media. Go subscribe to everything. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for your time. And please also like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Zoe the Publicist.
Right
You
here.
are watching right here, from A to Zoe. I am Zoe the Publicist, Zoe Robinson. Thank you for subscribing. You all have a great night.